Clay, that humble, malleable material that's been under artist fingers for millennia, has a story. From ancient hands shaping clay figurines to the colorful, reusable modeling clays of today, the journey is as layered as the sediment that formed the very first natural clay. In this video, we trace how traditional clay evolved into modern modeling clay. And I'll even show you how to make a simple version at home, right here on History of Simple Things. For thousands of years, humans working in earth and water discovered clay's gift, plasticity. Pressed between fingers, clay bends, folds, responds to pressure. That pliability made it perfect for pottery, figurines, vessels, and early sculptures. Prehistoric artisans in Egypt, the Middle East, and elsewhere shaped figurines and tools from local earth clays, their hands and simple tools the only shaping instruments. But traditional clay came with limitations. Once shaped, it either had to be dried and fired in a kiln to become permanent, or else it dried out, cracked, crumbled if left moist. That rigidity made clay great for pottery and permanent sculpture, but awkward for iterative modeling, for prototypes, or for playful experimentation. As art and design demands changed, especially in the 19th century, manufacturers and sculptors wanted a material that stayed soft, workable, reusable, and predictable under varied conditions. Enter the first formulations of modeling clay. In 1880, a German pharmacist in Munich named Franz Kolb invented an oil-based modeling clay to respond to complaints from sculptors. Traditional clay dried too fast and was hard to work with in winter. That invention, later marketed under the name Kunstmodellierton or plastilin, became among the earliest modern modeling clays. Not long after, in 1897, an art teacher in Bath, England, William Harbut, developed his own version and created a putty-like clay that didn't dry out. He patented this as plasticine, sometimes written plasticine, around 1899, launching the first widely distributed non-hardening modeling clay. These early oil-based clays were made from a mix of fillers like gypsum or chalk, combined with petroleum jelly, waxes or other oils, lanolin or stearic acid, ingredients chosen to give the clay flexibility, softness, and a lasting pliability. Because these clays stayed soft indefinitely, artists could keep working, reworking, refining. Ideal for sculptors, industrial designers, animators. Indeed, even today, many design studios continue to use modeling clay for automotive clay models, though computer modeling now dominates. As the 20th century progressed, modeling clay diversified. Recognition grew that clay didn't need to be mineral-based. Polymers, plastics, and synthetic resins offered similar or better plasticity, greater color control, and novel properties. Thus, a new class, polymer clay. Polymer clay is based on plastics, typically PVC resin, plus plasticizers, fillers, pigments. Because it's plastisol-based, polymer clay behaves like a gel until heat cures it. Once baked in a home oven, it hardens, letting sculptors produce durable decorative pieces, jewelry, miniatures, or art. Meanwhile, for home artists and children, even simpler clay substitutes emerged. Mixtures of flour, salt, water, cornstarch, sometimes oil. Soft, malleable, and air or oven dryable. These homemade clays borrow less from earth and more from kitchen pantry, but their existence speaks to the same quest: workable, forgiving, low-cost clay for creativity. So from earth to oven-baked polymers, that's the arc of modeling clay's evolution. A material shaped and reshaped by human needs. Permanence, reusability, flexibility, accessibility. Here's a recipe based on a widely used baking soda clay mixture. It uses simple, easy-to-find ingredients, and you can look it up online by searching baking soda clay, air-dry baking soda cornstarch clay, or homemade air-dry clay recipe. Here are the ingredients and materials. 2 cups of baking soda, 1 cup of cornstarch, and 1 1/4 cups of water. Optional: food coloring. Prepare the following tools: a medium pot, a spoon for stirring, a clean countertop or table, and a damp cloth or towel. To start, add all the ingredients to a medium pot. Stir them together before turning on the heat so everything blends smoothly. Set the pot over medium heat and stir constantly. As it warms, the mixture will thicken gradually. Keep moving it around the pot to prevent sticking. Watch for a mashed potato consistency. Once the mixture becomes thick, smooth, and pulls away from the sides, remove it from the heat right away. It should hold together without extra liquid remaining at the bottom. Let it cool for a few minutes. When it's warm but safe to touch, scoop the clay out of the pot and place it on a clean counter. Form it into a soft ball and wrap it in a damp cloth. Allow it to rest for about 10–15 minutes. Unwrap and knead. Knead the clay until it becomes smooth, pliable, and no longer sticky. If you want color, divide the dough and knead in food coloring. For finishing, keep extra clay wrapped in a damp towel so it doesn't dry out while you work. Roll the clay on parchment paper to prevent tearing and sticking. Thinner shapes air dry more evenly. Thicker pieces may crack. Dry your creations slowly at room temperature, flipping them occasionally to keep them flat. Once dry, the pieces can be painted, decorated, sealed, or left as is. That's the whole process. With just baking soda, cornstarch, and water, you can make a clean, smooth, air-dry modeling clay suitable for ornaments, school projects, and sculpting experiments. Traditional clay is rigid. Once shaped and fired, it's permanent. Oil-based, polymer, and air-dry clays change that, allowing reshaping, refinement, and repeated use. Artists, designers, and hobbyists gained flexibility and control. Today, modeling clay has even gone digital, with tools like Blender and ZBrush, mimicking its pliability for 3D modeling and animation. From earth to polymer to pixels, modeling clay has always been about giving creators freedom. Modeling clay, in its humble simplicity, tells a bigger story about human creativity, technology, and the tools we invent for our imagination. From prehistoric clay figurines to oil-based plasticine in turn-of-the-century Europe, to modern polymer and homemade clays, we change the medium to suit our changing needs. And if you want to try it yourself, you don't need a kiln or fancy supplies. With flour, salt or cornstarch, water, or even baking soda, you can try shaping, molding, making something out of nothing. That simple act connects you to millennia of human creativity. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.